Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our hijab tutorial on how to wear hijab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran to not show off our adornments except that which is apparent, and to draw our veils over our bodies and our bosoms. And this is in chapter 24, verse 31 in Surah An-Nur. In this video, we're going to go through different ways you can pin your hijab that will suit a square style or a shallow style of hijab, and we'll be using a square hijab in this demonstration. We will start with this item. It's called a cotton underscarf. This is an item that is commonly worn by those who wear the hijab and is very handy for keeping all your hair tucked in, as well as adding style to the way you wear your scarf. This colour is in hot pink. So if you want to start putting it on your head, you would flip it over your head like this. Some prefer it back on their head like this, others leave it forward with a little bit at the front. You do whatever suits you best. Especially in summer, you may find that wearing a cotton underscarf under your hijab may be a little bit hot, so you'll either go for something a little bit thinner or nothing at all. So I'm going to start with the basic Georgette black hijab, commonly worn by Muslims. We're going to start by putting it over the head like this. Some prefer to just wear it basically by pinning it under the chin and leaving it like that. That way it's covering the chest for modesty, inshallah. The two sides are even, but what you can also do is shift the hijab to the side. That way you have more material on one side than on the other. You go with the next step, which is pinning it under the chin with the basic hijab pin. Now be careful with hijab pins, they're sold out there, because sometimes you'll find great packs of 12 and you think it's a good value. But when you get them, they're not reliable. They might catch on the scarf, tear your scarf, pull threads in your scarf. They may not even, they may fall apart after your first use. So it's good to get a good quality hijab pin to use, and they will last you, inshallah. Okay, back to the way we pin it. You'll notice that one side is shorter than the other, is longer. So what you can do is you can take the shorter side and pull it nicely across your neckline, so you can pin it with a brooch on the shoulder if you like. Or you can leave it hanging and tuck it into the shirt. Proceed with the other side of the hijab. You'll notice that when wearing a sheila or a square hijab, you're always following these basic steps, pinning it under the chin, up and over the ear, and pin it behind the head, or keep bringing it on and over, depending on what suits you best. So we're going to move forward to bringing it under the chin, up and over the ear. Some people stop here, especially if you have a straight hijab pin. You can just pin it straight down, so when it's tugged down, it's not going to come loose. You can wear it in this way, provided that your ears won't show through. And that's also good if you're wearing a cotton underscarf underneath. That's going to even reinforce that issue. But if you don't feel like pinning it there, keep on bringing it behind the head and over to one side. If you want to pin it there, you can take a straight hijab pin and pin it in the upward direction. That way, when it's tugged on the opposite side, it's not going to come loose. Some people like to use a hat pin. Personally, I've never tried it. I personally prefer the hijab pins myself. Okay, so you can leave the pin like that. I find it quite nice. Or you can take the end and tuck it under your chin. It's up to you. And to finish it off, you can let it stay baggy at the front, hanging down, or pin it across to one side, which looks quite good because you can make sure everything is sitting quite well that way. That ends our demonstration for today. I hope it's been beneficial. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.